Now that the president is gone, everyone is back to work, and as you can see behind me, they have a long road for recovery. Now, some of these families have absolutely nothing as they're trying to bury some of their loved ones. A lot unfolded behind those courtroom doors today. Friends and family on both sides were present, and some of the details unveiled in this case were heard from the first time, even from some of them. The fair is actually open and up and running. We're on the Ferris wheel right now. In fact, going to give you guys a bird's eye view of both the fair, but another great thing about this view is you can also see that storm rolling in, and as you walk around the fair here, you can hear whisperings about the weather and hoping that it's not going to shut down all of this fun. Now, this family actually even still has loved ones in the hospital recovering from this storm as they really try to rebuild and piece their lives back together. Unfortunately, that's a reality that a lot of people in this community are facing tonight. $1,000 worth of school supplies, but only one local school in our area is the lucky winner. For several people right here in our community, getting a hold of these highly addictive drugs is as easy as opening up their medicine cabinet. This is one of the hardest hit areas. In fact, several of the people killed in this storm lived here. Now, those that survived are picking up all of their belongings, bringing them here to the side of the road to be picked up by debris trucks. Drivers will start driving in these southbound lanes on Monday morning, but first, crews will be working here overnight to readjust the striping here on the roadways, and then they will do the same overnight Monday so that they can open up the northbound lanes. Lots of coffee being served today at a local elementary school for breakfast, but trust me, it was not for the students. The school also asked parents to talk to their children and tell them to think twice before posting on Instagram or Snapchat, because that one share or comment could come with serious consequences. The Alabama Public Health website has a tutorial that will walk you step by step how to install that car seat safely into your car, and also which car seat best fits your child. In Shelby County, Hannah Ward, WBRC, Fox 6 News on your side. I really got to figure out where I can get one of these sparkly backpacks. But anyways, all of the school supplies are going to be spread throughout the school. In fact, we've already had some teachers coming by and calling dibs on some of these items. That student can simply walk out of the classroom and into the hallway here, where they can take 1 minute and 30 seconds to walk through this sensory path, which is why we have all sorts of hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, disinfectant spray, but thankfully there are some natural ways that you can get rid or prevent the flu so that you don't have to completely spray down your coworkers. The police department has gotten an unusual amount of calls of coyote reports in several areas, which is why, to protect residents and pets, they have set up traps just like this with cat food, hoping to catch those nuisance and trap them. We're taking your everyday grocery list and telling you where you can find those items the cheapest. We're also going to tell you what you're paying more for than anyone in the country. People are obviously overwhelmed and excited with the president's visit. Now, this is one of the areas he stopped in. We're along County Road 38, which again is one of the hardest hit areas, and you can see why. If you come under here, you can completely see the damage all around us. It's about everywhere you step. I just want to give you guys an idea of kind of how dry it is out here. This is what we're standing on, just straight dust and mounds of it. As you can only imagine, that is only fueling this fire right behind me. For most of us, it's pretty safe to say that our children are our most precious cargo when we're driving, which is why law enforcement want to remind parents, if you have a child that's 13 and under, it's not safe for them to ride in the front seat. He said the decision that was made today by the judge, he and his family believe was a just decision. Now, I did speak with Burris's attorney, tried to speak with his family. His family did not want to make a comment or a statement. Burris's attorney says that they are disappointed with today's sentencing and they plan to fight it in the future. We're live in Shelby County. Hannah Ward, WBRC, Fox 6 News on your side. The city of Chelsea is proposing a 1-cent sales tax increase in hopes that all of these little pennies will make a big difference in funding issues at Chelsea schools. As shelves inside the Missions pantry start to empty, they are asking those at home to take a look inside their pantry to see if there are any items that they can find to donate to help them restock. Chelsea High School students will have more room this year to spread out because they've added 20 new classrooms to their building. Police say that 25% of the cars stolen in March, they found that in their investigation, the owner admits to leaving the keys in that car. They also found with car break-ins that about 90% of the people admitted to leaving their cars unlocked, or they don't recall if they locked it in the first place. So as you can see, there's a pretty preventative trend here. I've been finding debris that looks similar to this. I've been wondering what it is. Came over here. It's traffic lights just completely torn apart. With tax-free weekend being a week earlier this year, more people are able to benefit from it, including teachers, and that was a big complaint last year because it was a week before school started. So 7 more Christmases, but I tell you, if you have not gotten your Christmas tree for this Christmas season, I'd go ahead and get it. When I show you this house, you're going to be completely amazed. It truly was a miracle. Just to give you an idea of how strong this storm was, take a look at this foundation. That's where that home used to sit, where those 4 people were seeking shelter for this storm. Now, during that storm, it was so strong, it picked that whole house up and tossed it across the street here. All of that family had to be removed from this house underneath all of this rubble that you see. Crews are already here working on these baseball fields, but with the amount of people that they had at this event and the amount of rain that we got over the weekend, it is going to take a lot more work to fix this problem. Is to make sure the magazine is removed, make sure that chamber is completely clear. Now, if anyone ever skips any of these steps, that's when it often turns deadly. We actually have a special guest here at Fox 6. This is my dog, Charlie. Charlie, sit. Sit. Say hey to the camera. Shake. Good girl. And what people actually don't know is that the bottom of their feet is what regulates heat for them and keeps them warm. When they're searching in areas with rough terrain, you can tell that it really cuts that search and rescue time in half because of the viewpoint that they're able to get with this drone. You want to check the life on that battery as well as the levels on your antifreeze. Now, this only lasts for about 3 to 4 years, so if you haven't got it changed in that long, you want to get it changed. But also, really the biggest thing is checking the tire pressure on your tires. You can tell it's a little old, but it's about to see a new life. In fact, it's going to look a lot like this, which is right across the street. Here in Walker County, the ballot looks a little bit different. Up here, you have the Senate race, but below here, citizens are already expect traffic to be bad because it always is on Fridays. The state troopers want you to know it's always especially bad on holiday weekends. That's why they're asking drivers to pay extra attention because if they do, these wrecks can be prevented. Now all Sheriff Patrol units as well as SRO units will be equipped with an AED. Now all they have to do is open up their trunk, grab this life-saving device if they ever find themselves in a medical emergency. Another fire station, and this one will be a little ways down Highway 280. That way they'll have a department closer to here near Chelsea Park, which is one of Chelsea's largest neighborhoods. Thankfully, the shop has some pretty good pictures and videos of these suspects because they have cameras all over their shop so they know exactly what they took and how much. Avoiding traffic on Highway 280, a local city is working on a plan to give drivers another option. And this one is not only inside, but it also extends outside, and students can continue the sensory path, and it helps them to really reset, get focused, and able to go back into the classroom ready to learn. Check it out. Firefighters say they are about at the point where they are going to start doing the rain dance as fire risks continue, and let me show you why. The grass, the trees, essentially everything around us is so dry that it would only take the smallest spark to start a fire. All of this started with a social media campaign, and the parents here at Meadowview Elementary showed up and showed out, and as you can see, it had a big payoff. Packages are being delivered right to your door. Teens think the drugs that they are ordering will help them make a good grade on a test or even help with anxiety. What they get inside this box is not what they ordered. End up leaving sunglasses, cell phones, sometimes even your wallet and purse inside your car. Well, guess what? Criminals realize that. And I just got my hands on the plans to expand the DHR building. New apps come out every week, but it's apps like Instagram and Snapchat that are keeping your child glued to their phone during school instead of learning. Has created this safe trade zone in their police parking lot. So that way, you know, when you pull up to make a trade or buy or sell something you saw online, you know that that person you're pulling up next to is not going to try anything because the police department is watching. A 4th grade student shaves his head today at school, and it's all for his teacher, but most importantly, it's for a good cause. This is actually a part of the sign that sits in front of the church. This is Wood Christian Schools pours $12,000 into security upgrades, and we are not just talking about security cameras. The transit system has bus stops just like this all over the city, but they say for now, this is just a trial run, but if everything goes smoothly, they will have a permanent transportation system here after December, which is something that citizens say is a need. When your child is getting off the bus, that bus driver is doing everything they can to make sure they're safe. But when drivers speed past buses illegally, there's only so much that bus drivers can do. More car break-ins in Shelby County, and police say that this time there's a certain thing that these criminals are looking for. For parents hosting parties this fall with underage drinking, law enforcement want you to know you will be arrested and could face jail time. This tournament brings in about 3,000 baseball players, and as you can imagine, all these players have family that come and watch, so it brings a lot of people to Shelby County.